Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joining the other host,
Karen.
And for this episode, we are talking about the Omnium Gatherum show we saw.
At Reggie's.
Their headlining show. We saw them one other time, I think.
2023.
Was it that far back?
Yeah.
With Helvetii and Seven Spires.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that show.
And Joliet.
It was our first time in Joliet, wasn't it?
Second time.
Oh, that was my meltdown. My
yeah.
freak out. We track our Joliet shows as who had a mental breakdown, me or you.
Yeah. Mine was Machine Head. Yours was Helvetii.
Omnium Gatherum. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember that show. But yeah, as you said, this was at Reggie's. Opening for them, we had Ether Realm, Hyena, I think I'm saying that right, and then the local band Illusion of Fate. At least for the Indiana show, which I think was the night before this show, down in Indianapolis, they had Mother Graves open up for them as the very first opener.
Yeah.
So it almost seems like, at least for those two shows, I don't know if they're doing it through the entire run of their tour, but they're having a local opener as well as that first slot.
Yeah, for like the first 25 minutes of the show. Yeah,
which is really, really fucking cool to do. To like go to a town and be like, hey, who's local that we can have open for us? Let's find somebody.
Yeah. So, we were kind of excited when they announced the Indiana show, thinking that maybe Mother Graves would be here in Chicago as well. But
I was really hoping Mother Graves would.
I don't know though. I mean, granted, the Illusion of Fate, I think, was on the Reggie's website as well. But otherwise, on the flyer for this tour, it's not, those bands aren't listed.
Yeah, so, I didn't check out their Instagram either to see if they had their own sort of promotion saying like, hey, we have a show at Reggie's with Omnium Gatherum.
For Illusion of Fate?
Yeah.
I didn't look at that either. That's what I was going to go into, though, is that we knew about the Indiana show because of Mother Graves sharing that they were going to
That's
be
what
there.
it was. They announced that they were going to be playing with them on this show.
Yeah.
So all the announcements I saw for that show weren't necessarily from Omnium Gatherum, but it was from Mother Graves saying like, we have a show. Thank you, Omnium Gatherum, for bringing us along. We're playing for them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back and look at Illusion of Fate and see on their Instagram if they did the same thing. I'm assuming they did to promote the show.
Yeah, I bet they did to promote it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Tickets for this, real quick, were $25 with $8.70 in fees. But yeah, I guess let's just jump straight into the show, starting with Illusion of Fate. And we sort of talked about that a little bit, that they were the local opener. They were a black metal band.
Are they a black metal band?
I would consider them black metal.
Black and symphonic death metal.
So, all right, yeah.
Kind of close. I get the symphonic death metal over black metal, but that's my own personal ears hearing that.
Sure, the ears, the vibe, the aesthetics of the live set definitely give off like a black metal vibe to me.
I guess, yeah.
With sort of the corpse-ish paint and
and then the like
the
little
altars they have.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I listen to too much more black metal than like.
Again, it's like genreizing, right?
Yeah.
And we're not that good at it, so it's, I don't know, it's a weird thing.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying though. Yeah.
Really good set. Or sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
Really good set. I can't remember a whole lot of it other than I did enjoy it. I guess the one thing, the altar things they had at the beginning were a little frustrating to me because they had sort of the bullet, like the string of bolts going across them. Yeah. And they weren't even. And I was like, you guys made this. You could have like, welded it so it was even at least. Later on in the set, I think it was the bass player, somebody goes up and like grabs it and like shakes it a little bit. And then I noticed that, oh no, you just draped those over.
So those move.
It was a little bit, like I thought it was sort of bolted in or sort of welded into that altar thing they made. Mm-hmm. The other thing, they were a little slightly different on both ends, like the snake serpent things were slightly different. And I was like, I don't know, I just want it to be more symmetrical. Okay. But it was, I don't know, it was just me nitpicking, be like, oh, I don't like this unsymmetrical thing. It should be symmetrical. But, I don't know. It's really cool. I do like the aesthetics of those altar things that they had up there. Like I said, good energy. They're not listed on Setlist FM either, so we were unable to add their
set list.
Yeah. But before this started, you were able to find their live set on YouTube.
Yes, it's there. On Reggie's TV YouTube.
Yes.
I didn't watch it though.
No. But it's on the Reggie's TV YouTube. We've talked about this. We did a 666 on Reggie's doing like a live recording and streaming it through Twitch.
Yes.
And they have cameras up. We've seen them up there before. There's a dude always running around doing camera shit as well. But I didn't know they were going to post this stuff on YouTube. So at least I can now go back to YouTube and try to figure out what the songs are.
Oh, potentially.
And then add them to the set list. So I might actually do that because I did like these guys. They are local to Chicago. I want to give them some support and some love and whatnot. So I don't know, just my thought there. I'm checking them out.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
You did take notes during the show as well. Do you have anything on Illusion of Fate?
Well, the first thing, I mean, this isn't in my notes, but the first thing that I thought of, because on Instagram, I saw this video where it was like, remember when bands do this? And it was like metal bands doing like synchronized, like, where like
headbanging and stuff.
Headbanging, or like where they do like the half split legs and like full body headbanging and stuff like that. And these guys like had a synchronized set, like almost every single song. And it was really, really cool.
They were headbanging in unison.
Yeah.
For sure.
So most of the bands did that, but this started with that. And it just reminded me of that. It's like, yeah, bands still do that. Like, are you just not watching the bands that do that?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I guess I didn't see this little Instagram thing you're talking about.
No.
So
no, I just saw it.
But I don't know. There's a bunch of that out there anywhere. People like, remember when bands did X or they did Y? It's like just a little clip thing that they're trying. It's people making content to get it out there and whatnot.
Yeah. So the first thing that I noticed out of their performance is the little piano bits that is a backing track for their band, because it is just a 4-piece band. But with the piano bits, I put in my notes, or I guess keyboard bits more than piano probably. But it would have been really cool to have that like live aspect of it, like of playing the piano with like the intro and like even parts during the song. There was some sorry, I keep saying piano, more like a keyboard.
Same thing.
Yeah, it is
really.
the same thing. Yeah, but it's not like a grand piano is going to be on the stage.
You can make a keyboard sound like a grand piano.
Yeah.
So
but it was more. Yeah. Anyways, but the other thing I really liked about their set, or like the composition of their songs, is like there's the nice melodic bits, and then it goes straight into the harsh bits of the song.
Yeah.
Which makes sense for the symphonic death metal parts of the song. I didn't know that until just this episode, or like when we were recording. I looked up what they're genreizing themselves as.
I mean, Mother of Graves, again, they were played the night before in Indiana. I really wanted to see them because I love Mother of Graves, but they have songs like that as well. And that's the songs that, like, when we first saw them, I gravitated to, is like those slow melodic bits coming in with the piano, because they do have a keyboard on stage as well. Not a backing track, because they have a much more members than these guys do. Maybe like 2 more members than these guys do.
One more member.
Is it only 1 more?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 6 in Mother of Graves. 2 guitars, a bass, a drum, a keyboard. 5. Never mind. Yeah. All right. My bad. Any hoodles. But yeah, Mother of Graves has that same sort of melodic build up to it that goes straight into like the deep sort of death metal sort of growl and tone to it. This was definitely a little heavier to me than the death metal.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Or not death metal, the doom metal that Mother of Graves is. So it's really cool that, again, to me, all these genres sort of meld, and you can pick like, oh, there's elements of here that's the same of this genre and that genre and this genre. So like definitely, that melodic aspect going into it. There's even one part with the bassist going into an intro into a song. And I love that fucking intro with that bass. It was so fucking good. He was so good with that bass. And it made me think, what?
You just said that bass, like 3 times really fast.
But it did make me think too, like this band felt like they'd be a really good addition to like the Decibel Metal and Beer Festival.
Oh, yeah,
felt like
for
this
sure.
was a band I could see on that stage.
Yeah.
And they fit perfectly in with that lineup. And we've seen that like 3 years now. We're not going this year, but we've seen it the last 3 years, I want to say, up in Denver.
Yeah.
And some of those early bands are usually like 3 to 4 piece bands where it's drums, guitar, and your guitarist is usually your singer, and then another guitarist and no bass. And every time we've talked about those, I think in the past episodes we've done of that, we're like, that was really cool. They had a good set. I just wish there was a little bit of bass to that. At least that's been not a criticism, but something I've said before, especially with like black metal.
Yeah, for some of them, I normally see it. I remember them more like guitar, drums, and bass, and the bassist is the vocalist.
That too.
That's what I remember.
But I've seen a lot of, especially 3-piece bands with 2 guitars and no bass.
Okay.
And even in like deathcore and metalcore too, there's been some of those smaller. I feel like there's been some smaller acts that are just like 3-piece or 4-piece with no bass as well.
I'm gonna have to look out for that because I don't remember that. But
I've seen that a few times.
Yeah, I'll definitely check out that.
and I really, really love bass bits. And it, like, I don't know, I'm a big classic rock fan in general. So when I think of like classic rock, like AC/DC, in particular hard rock, even classic hard rock with AC/DC, you pick up that bass so heavy. It's like so prevalent in those tracks. And I'm like, see, that's what this newer music to me is missing. I really want bass.
Okay.
I feel like, no, I do.
I totally disagree with you. I feel like I always gravitate to the bass of these songs, but that's fine. I mean,
Brand of Sacrifice, is there much bass in that?
yeah.
I don't get the bass in that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is. And like almost anything that I listen to has bass to it.
All right, maybe I need to
Wage War, not so much, but
maybe I need to pay more attention to it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that like we go to see it live and I don't pick, maybe it's the live aspect. I don't pick up the bass that heavy on it. And I don't listen to it recorded because it's not something I gravitate towards.
That's so interesting because I'm always picking up on the bass and I love watching the basses play and hearing the basses play.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Again, it could be the live thing. I don't listen to like Enthos, for instance, not Enthos, Brand of Sacrifice. I only bring that up because it came up on Shuffle today and they were on there a lot today. And by the end of it, I was like, fuck this, I'm done. But Karen would absolutely love all this Brand of Sacrifice that's being played. Anywho, this isn't about them. This is about Illusion of Fate. Any other comments for you or any other notes that you took? Yep. Really cool. Didn't know they were local. Definitely want to check them out again. Try to find them, somewhere here local. Maybe Livewire Lounge. That would be a cool spot.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
But moving on to the first official opener, not the local one, at least on the bill, is, I'm going to get this name wrong, and they even said it a couple times, and I knew I wouldn't remember it, but it's Hyena maybe? Hynayaana. Hynyana, that might be it.
I might be saying it wrong too, but
Hyana. Maybe that I makes an E sound.
maybe.
Hinanya. Whatever. That band, or this band, when they took the stage and started playing, I fucking loved it.
I knew, yeah. The moment they started, I knew you were gonna love it.
Oh, they were so fucking good. I listened to this set list or this whole concert again yesterday morning after I added it to our set list on Spotify, from start to finish with Hyena up to Ether Realm and then Omnium Gatherum. And still, like, Hyena is so fucking good. I loved their set so much. I loved their sound so much. This definitely like more doomy than anything else.
Yeah, it had a doom aspect to it. Definitely the melodic death metal part to it, but it kind of went into that, what we like of doom metal music. Yeah. Obviously, we've talked about this before. Like, Trouble is doom metal. That's not the doom metal we gravitate to. You've already mentioned many, many times Mother of Graves. That's more the doom metal we gravitate to. So this definitely has that like kind of mix over of melodic death metal with doom metal as well.
I guess I didn't get much melodic death metal. I got more doom from it for sure. Again,
we're so different this time because like as soon as they started, I was like, oh, I love this melodic.
Is that what they're classified as? Melodic death metal?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's melodic death metal or death doom.
Let me
is exactly what it says. Melodic death metal doom metal band from Austin, Texas.
I completely forgot they're from Austin also. They
only said it 3 times.
They did say it 3 times. But no, I completely forgot about that. Again, genreizing shit, I'm really bad at it. I picked up the doom elements and I just latched onto that and I stuck with that. Sure, you could say there's definitely melodic death metal elements to it as well. To me, the thing I picked up on and really stuck with me and resonated with me was definitely that stuff I would consider doomy, and stuck with that. So I loved it. They were so fucking good. I can't tell you much more other than holy shit, they were fucking awesome.
This is one of the bands that like as soon as they were playing, like probably halfway through their set, I realized, oh, they're probably almost done because they were like the second first opener, but if that makes sense. But they're definitely a band that I would have listened to for another hour.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it's just what we kind of gravitate to. No, the only note that I had was everything blended beautifully, which again is, I mean, we're bringing up Mother of Graves, but we've seen them so many times, but it's almost the same aspect. And maybe that's where you're getting the doom part from, is like, I could definitely, it would have been awesome to be in Indianapolis and see Mother of Graves and then go straight into them.
This would have flowed really nice with those 2 bands for sure.
Yeah. But honestly, I think then Ether Realm would have been a little out of place, in my opinion, of the lineup if you went from Mother of Graves to them to Omnium Gatherum. That's just my own opinion.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's valid. Yeah, that's fair. We've talked about that too, with lineups not being the same thing. Like, Lorna Shore show we went to, I felt like that was very repetitive in terms of the style of music all night long, with slight differences here and there, obviously. Like Lorna Shore was like nothing else played that night, but leading up to it, I felt was very similar. We've been to other shows that are even much more so, the same genre over and over and over. Or you can go to a show where it's one subgenre of metal, then another subgenre, then a third subgenre, then even the headliner comes up and it's a fourth subgenre, and you're getting a mix of so much different shit that it's like, this doesn't really fit or flow well together. But I love those ones that are so sort of all over the place. I don't think you necessarily are a fan of that.
It depends if I like the band or not.
But it's hard for you if you're there for the headliner, you expect this one thing. Typically, I see that with you, and then you get something else that's so off the beaten path. You're like, no, fuck this.
Fuck Devin.
Yes, that's the show I was thinking of, right?
I knew you were. Yeah.
But yeah, so I get what you're saying with that. If it was that sort of lineup, if we experienced that, it would be a little different. But I also would have really enjoyed it, I think.
Yeah.
But this is, we're coming up at the end of the year, or onto the end of the year, I guess, however you phrase that, or you're supposed to phrase that. And we're going to be doing our year-end review show coming up here shortly. And Hyena is definitely going to be like one of my top new bands for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
Like,
New to us.
Yeah. I can't tell you much more about them. I haven't listened to them. And I've said this before in the past a lot with especially Amon Amarth, where the first time I saw them, I think I did know some of their songs, like Raise Your Horns and First Kill. Like those are like the big songs I knew, but the rest of their catalog, I didn't really know that much. And then the more I listened to them, because their sets are so fucking awesome, their music's so fucking awesome, it just eventually grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, where now I know a lot more. I can like recite a bunch more. I'm not going to, but I could.
So I feel like that's where I definitely get the death metal part of the melodic death metal. Is I feel like the vocals sound very similar to Amon Amarth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like as soon as they started, I really got the same vocal structure as Amon Amarth.
I did not get that, no.
Not necessarily like the lyrics of like Vikings and stuff like that, but just the vocal structure. It's something that I'm very interested in now, on like really trying to pick out like what makes a genre, which I know is really probably bad to do, because it's like it could be so much crossover.
Yeah.
But
like the key elements of this genre, like what make up this genre.
Yeah. And like my ears went to Johan's, is that his name? Johan? From
the lead singer, right?
We looked it up. It is Johan. I think I said Johan first, but kind of bad at that whole over the line or silent letters. Yeah. But I definitely got that same tone and, like I said, vocal structure. I don't know another word to say.
No, I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying. I didn't pick up on that. There was one song that was like, I felt like it was super slow, like a more of a ballady type thing.
Yeah, there's a couple, yeah.
Let me find that real quick. I couldn't remember. And again, I listened to this yesterday morning while working. So it wasn't in an active listening setting by any means. It was in the background. Again, it was on. I was listening to it. It's like, fuck yeah, I like this shit. I'm into this. I need to listen to, I need to listen to this more clearly, because we just listened to a couple tracks, sort of skipping through, bouncing around, trying to figure the one I remembered. We found it. It's actually Ether Round that I got fucked up. But I can see where you're coming now with the vocals.
Okay.
I hear it now a little better.
Little parts.
Also, those little parts we listened to, I got more of the melodic death metal than I did the doom. So I don't know what the fuck, but like that night listening to it, I definitely remember being like, holy shit, this is awesome. Doom. I don't remember the death metal as
that's
much.
Interesting. Yeah.
But now listening to it on the recording, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't get the doom. Again, this is just, there's doom, obviously.
Yeah.
But again, and it was little segments here and there trying to find a particular segment I was remembered. But it also, when doing that, I just realized we didn't read off the set list for what they played.
Let's do
so
that.
Why don't we do that toward the end of our sort of chat about them?
So they played Death of the Cosmic, Cold Conception, Lost to Flame, Spirit and Matter, Tempest Horizon, Triptych Visions, and they ended with A Tide Unturning.
Not bad for a first opener. 7 songs. Well, second opener. Sorry.
You keep saying first
opener.
opener.
I do keep saying first opener. For their second opener, Also, those songs are long. They're like average of 4.5, 5 minutes
Oh, okay.
long. So
Yeah.
their songs are pretty long. I don't know. It was a very, very great set.
Yeah, like I said, I could have listened to them for like an hour more than what they played.
Same. Something that I'm definitely going to listen to more of, find
Yeah.
more of their shit, look out for them more. Like,
Yeah, find
again,
their headlining set.
exactly. They're now, like, again, we're going to do our year in review here shortly, and they're they're at the top of the list for new music I've discovered this year.
Yeah.
So I love these guys. They did say, hey, go support all the bands. There's merch back there. We're going to be back there hanging out. So come say, hey, whatnot. We didn't go check them out at all. Should have. I would have got like a vinyl or something. Or a
Oh, why
shirt.
didn't you say something?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think about it, or I did think about it and just didn't go back there and do it. And at the end of the night, we just sort of bounced. We didn't get any merch whatsoever. But I don't know. It's something I'm definitely going to check out their website too and just see what they have for merch and probably pick something up here shortly. Definitely music. If they have vinyl, definitely pick up some albums and listen to those all the way through. Because that I do listen to in a more active listening setting when we just throw something on the record and sort of hang back and relax a little bit. Especially as the winter's coming and it's going to get more gloomy and doomy out. This would be perfect music for that.
Yeah.
But that's about it for Hyena for me. I guess moving on to Ether Realm.
Sure.
We will actually start with their set list this time since we remembered.
Starting with The Magician, Cycle, Swamp Switch, She's Back, Get Fucked, Tarot, Guardian, TMHC, and they ended with The Sun, the Moon, the Star.
An abbreviated version of The Sun, the Moon, and the Star.
Oh, okay.
Because that song, we added the whole thing, is a 19-minute long song.
Holy shit. Okay.
So they did not play that
Yeah.
song in its entirety.
Yeah.
The song I was thinking about that was a more melodic and slower song was that Guardian song. We were popping around and I remembered as soon as like we were going through, it's like, oh wait, no, that might have been Ether Realm. And it was like, oh yeah, that's what it was, Guardian. I really loved that song. That was a great fucking song from them. But going back to the beginning of their set, when they first started, I don't know if it was in the first song or the second song or even maybe the third song, but I was not into them at all.
Okay.
Until that second, third, fourth song when I finally started to, all right, now I'm really getting into this. So for whatever reason, I don't know why, I just wasn't digging the music. It didn't really, to me, it didn't fit well with the other bands for some reason.
So kind of what I said, where they would have been way out of place if you had Mother Graves, Hyania.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like not saying their name because I don't know how to say it. And then Omnium Gatherum, like they are kind of the out of place band, but from that sound point.
Yes, at the beginning of their set in particular, they definitely were. As the set went on, I got more and more into it, and I felt like, all right, now this does fit with the rest of the show as we're going on. But it did take me a few songs. So when you said that, I was like, yeah, I kind of had the same vibe that you did, but I did come around to it halfway through their set and it's like, oh no, this is actually fucking awesome.
Yeah. I liked their set as soon as they started. Like The Magician starts with like this tom drum, like not banging. Sorry, that's the wrong word. Sorry.
Beat rhythm.
Yeah. But yeah, like it starts with that and like then it just comes in and it was so like I just liked how that all composition came together. It is different sounding.
Yeah, but I
the other
normally like
bands.
when stuff like that happens. When you have like a one little instrument starting,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what it is, guitar, bass, drums, and then you slowly sort of build up on that. I usually love those songs when they start that way. So I don't know why. Again, I don't know why I was just sort of not feeling
that's interesting. It's just it's interesting.
Yeah.
Because like as soon as the tom drum, then they come in with like a thrashy sound.
Yeah.
And I figured you would have loved that because you like thrash metal so
I
much.
should have. And maybe I can't remember 100%, but I don't know if it was I just wasn't into it or it just felt off for what we've heard so far.
Yeah, potentially.
And maybe it was that. Maybe it was like the sound of this just doesn't gel well with what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
But it, again, toward the end, definitely came around. It's like, all right, whatever. This is gelling a little better now.
Yeah, I did have a note that not one song had the same sound.
Yeah.
Which it was kind of like all over the place. I had death metal, melodic metal, thrash metal. So definitely not one of those bands that like every song is going to sound the same, sort of thing. They did do the triangle pit.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Instead of doing the circle pit, which
I forgot
was
about that.
Interesting.
They're like, I can't remember what they said. Something around the lines like the circle is just so boring. What other
So standard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what other geometric shapes could you come up with? And then somehow they're known for like a triangle, I'm guessing, for something.
Maybe.
And then they started to do a triangle, I want to say, but they're like, no, that's a nice isosceles triangle. I want a right triangle or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember them making triangle jokes.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of funny. Like, we're not good at math.
Well, there was actually a guy like trying to like get people to like stand in line or whatever.
Yeah.
But basically it was like a 3-wall wall of death that just kind of went together. Yeah. But then it turned into a circle.
Yeah.
But there wasn't very many people here that night, so the pit got really, really large and didn't really fill in that much throughout
I think
the night.
this is the point where after the triangle pit or something, I noticed that too, and I made this complaint, not necessarily complaint, but this sort of comment in the past of, when a pit opens, it doesn't always collapse in on itself. So there's one point where I then walked forward to try to make it collapse, and you just stood in the back. You stood where you were.
I was fine.
All right, I guess I'm trying to like get you to come up with me and I'll get more people to like close this up a little bit. The pit doesn't need to be this big if there's nobody in the pit. So I don't know.
Well, to be honest, where you stood, there was 2 very tall gentlemen there.
I guess.
And if I stand directly behind a tall person, I can't see.
I can see fine.
I didn't want to do that. So I was like, I can see perfectly fine from where I am.
I assume that's why it was
stay.
when I went back, but I didn't realize it when I was walking up that way. And it's like, that makes sense.
So what about The Guardian that you liked? Because that's the song that you kind of
I was just going to bring that up again. Just like that's the song that stood out for me. It's the song when we just listened to it a little bit. It's like, again, going back and just listen like little 10 seconds and whatnot. It's like, oh yeah, this is the one that really stood out to me. And it's just like that slow melodic ballady sort of song.
Mm-hmm.
It fit really well. It sounded really well there. And I like those songs, especially in the middle of a set, toward the end of a set as well, to like slow things down just a little bit before ramping the energy back up. It fits perfectly in a set. It's there for a reason, to get the crowd like some breathing room and whatnot. I just love those songs. I really do. And those are the ones I sort of gravitate towards. And especially when I'm in like a gloomy kind of mood, I'm like, all right, I can go back and listen to this.
Yeah.
So it's another good one to have. And it's one I might add to my smoking playlist that I have, which is typically like the more depressing, slower songs. So I actually just listened to that today and put a new song on there. So I'm going to put this one on there too, I think.
What did you smoke?
Nothing. I just was in a sort of, it was gloomy outside today.
Gloomy,
so I was like, Thanksgiving's coming up. I fucking hate Thanksgiving. So I was like, I'm going to put something gloomy and depressing on. And there it is.
Yeah.
So
it was a very foggy, rain spitting day.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it. Before getting to Omnium Gatherum, though, or maybe I'll bring it up there. You did mention this, that it wasn't a sold out show. It was very sort of not empty, but it was definitely sparse for sure. There's a lot of room to move around. And I know we just saw like Lorna Shore a few weeks ago at the Salt Shed, which wasn't sold out either, but there was a fuck ton more people there. And I remember talking to you because...
Are you saying there's a fuck ton more people there because it's a much larger space, or you're just saying it was fuller?
Just fuller. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Like it was a much fuller venue.
Okay.
It's a larger space too, right?
It's much larger. Yes.
So, but like fuck ton, like almost completely sold out. Not all the way sold out, but it felt very close to being sold out. And almost a year prior to that, almost to the day, Lorna Shore was back in town at the Radius, just down here in the South Loop, or down south of Chicago, I guess.
In Chinatown.
Near Chinatown, yeah. Pilsen, I think, is actually the technical neighborhood. I think so.
I don't know exactly where that line is.
I don't know those lines either. Anywho, that one was sold out too. And again, that's a much larger venue. And during that Salt Shed show we just did, I was telling you, like, I'm still shocked that Lorna Shore is this popular and they can sell this many tickets, especially, a year apart, selling out 2 of the largest venues here in Chicago. I'm like, that's fucking insane that they can do that. Like, I don't understand the popularity and where that's coming from. And bands like Ether Vial, Omnium Gatherum, Hyena, I was like, these to me are a little more accessible, or like, and by accessible, I mean the deathcore sound that those other bands have, to me, isn't necessarily like an entry point for people into metal. You know what I mean? Like that's, and not saying the people who listen to that are sort of just coming into metal for the first time, but it feels like a much younger crowd, a much more newer crowd possibly. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
All right, you're just kind of looking at me and like shaking your
I'm
head.
just waiting to see what the point is that you're trying to make.
Point is, I don't understand. Like, to me, this is much more accessible, so I don't understand why this show wasn't as well sold.
And you're meaning accessible, meaning that people would know about them?
No,
more?
like it's. What do I mean by
Omnium
accessible?
Gatherum's from Finland.
No, not like that.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
like the sound. The sound isn't as harsh or,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, Brand of Sacrifice. There's a lot more of those very, very deep growls.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm trying to.
So
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
can I give some opinions about maybe why?
Yeah.
Okay, talking about Lorna Shore, it's not only the sound of the music, it's the allure of hearing Will do his growls and guttural throat singing and the production that they put on for the show.
Okay.
Brand of Sacrifice, it's seeing Kyle performing on stage and his vocals coming out on stage. Now, I don't think Brand of Sacrifice could sell out Salt Shed or
No, and that wasn't
Radius
necessarily.
right now.
Yeah.
But same with like Whitechapel. It's the performance that's put on. And also I think the deathcore type music does bring in a crowd that maybe doesn't listen. I'm not saying this for everybody, but brings in maybe a crowd that doesn't always listen to metal as their main genre. And there's some people who only listen to Lorna Shore, only listen to, now I don't know if Knock Loose is really deathcore, but, or listen to Kubla Khan or something like that, from the lure of the harshness of the music and the performance that's put on and being in the crowd and that sort of thing, where the show that I'll stop.
I think that's what I'm trying to get to, right? Is that the people who might only listen to Lorna Shore, might only listen to Kubla Khan, or might only listen to Whitechapel. And I think those are the three better examples than any of them I threw out. I did throw out Lorna Shore, but yeah, I think those are three great examples where I know Kubla Khan, just being on the boat, they're extremely popular. People are fucking love them. The energy's there. I get that. The performance aspect, I'm like, I guess there's a performance there. I don't see a whole lot of performance aspect there. Lorna Shore as well, it's more of a silhouette, I guess, because you're looking at lights behind them. And even Whitechapel, there's not a whole lot going on stage other than stage props, I would say. I would argue. They put on great shows. Don't get me wrong. All three of these bands put on great shows. The performance aspect, I don't get. But and again, I don't know how many of these people just listen to, they probably don't just listen to just these one bands. They do go around, but you might be right that they don't necessarily listen to a wide range of metal. And I guess that's what I'm trying to get to is like, why is this subgenre of metal more popular than like a doom metal or a thrash metal? And again, this is my personal preference. And that's where I think I'm getting to. It's like, my personal preference is this kind of metal.
Yeah.
Yours is probably the other side of what we were talking about. So I wish this was better sold. I wish people would go out and experience other types of metal music, I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
I understand what you're saying. I think there's definitely the allure, especially for younger people than us. I mean, we're kind of mid-age, but younger people than us, to go to a deathcore show because of the energy, because of the, that whole aspect, where this would just be and listening to music from that aspect of the energy of the show.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I was the same way with like Slipknot and Lamb of God when I was going to see those shows when I was younger, right? It was like, holy shit, the energy here is going to be insane. I can't wait to fucking see that and experience that, right? I love that sort of vibe. And I know people are different, and I'm a different person. I have different tastes and flavors that everybody else does, right? And preferences and whatnot. And I don't know, even when I was younger, if I had as I was just getting into metal, Lorna Shore, Kubla Khan, and Whitechapel definitely would not be metal that I was like, I'm not really into this. Lorna Shore more than all the other two. And then definitely Whitechapel, but more of their melodic bits.
Yeah.
As I am today. Like, their new album, I did not like their new album. You really loved it, I think.
I do, yeah. I like it.
Anywho, that was just a quick sidebar. I thought about that at the show, being like, why the fuck aren't there more people here for this? And it was a cheapish show, $25. So I don't know.
It's also the weekend before Thanksgiving. People go home for Thanksgiving.
It was that. It was the weekend before Thanksgiving, the Saturday before, which could play into it as well. They did have a show in Indianapolis the night before, so people on the border could decide what one they wanted to go to and whatnot. I don't know, just a random thought I had during the set. So yeah, I guess let's get into Omnium Gatherum then. Let's start with their set list.
They started with The Last Hero, Gods Go First, Slasher, The Darkest City, Frontiers, Walking Ghost Phase, The Unknowing, My Pain, Reckoning, Ignite the Flame, Skyline, and then they had an encore of Luto, New Dynamic, and they ended with New World Shadows.
Their outro was Road Closed Ahead. I did add that to the playlist as well.
Is that their song?
I think it is, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it came up as their song, so yeah, I threw that up there.
Now, you got this off of Setlist FM, but we also got a picture of the setlist.
Yeah, you went up on, you didn't go on stage. You walked over to the stage and reached over, right, to get the picture?
No, they handed it to a guy, and I went up to him and asked, may I get a picture of the set list?
Gotcha. Okay.
That whole time you did not know anything I was doing. I could have left you, and you wouldn't have known.
Well, I had the keys to the house, so you would have been stuck coming back to find me. Hopefully I wandered the right direction and not some other random ass direction.
But thinking about that, it's probably the set list is on my phone and not on something that you could see. So
yeah, so does that match up with what they had?
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Maybe it was the guy who got the set list put it up there.
Maybe. Okay, before we go into this show of Omnium Gatherum, I did something that we always say that we can do and went back and listened to our 2023 episode 24.
That's our 24th episode. Wow. All right.
And what is this? Like our 160 something?
This will be 160, 170 something, somewhere in there for sure. Yeah. So over 140 episodes.
Yeah. I do not recommend going back to watch us.
Is it not a good episode?
Oh, no. I mean, we are here. Like, it's not one of those where we're trying to do like
across the table or
across from each other. But we didn't have our bookshelves or our shelves. Ow. And the camera starts at our chins.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
So it's not a good visual.
And the sound is horrible.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're sitting like this.
We've learned a lot since starting this for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we still suck at this, but it's a little bit better than what it was. But
slowly improving. Yeah, definitely slowly improving.
Okay.
So before you get into that, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was listening to Amon Amarth at the gym or some shit or at some point, and I picked one song, Shield Wall or some shit like that, right? And I let that finish, and then it kind of goes through the shuffling of Spotify of what it does. It's always In Flames. Typically, the first song after Amon Amarth is always Avatar, and then In Flames is in there. And recently, though, Omnium Gatherum has been coming up on it as well. And I heard it the other day, and I was like, I took a pause and pulled my phone out to actually see who was playing. It's like, Omnium Gatherum. Oh shit, I think we're going to see them. Fuck, this sounds awesome. I can't wait to see this. This is amazing. I love this sound. I fucking love these guys. This is so cool. It reminds me of Amon Amarth. It sounds very similar to that. So I was pumped to go to this show. And then while we were waiting, I think it was when they were doing changeover for Omnium Gatherum. I think I asked you, like, we've seen them, right? Or we haven't seen them. I can't remember what I asked you. And you told me it was that Helvetii show that we saw them at. And I was like, really? Let me think. Oh, wait. Yeah, they're the ones who had like the matching outfits and the camo jackets and shit like that, right? And like, yes, they did. They came out on this on this show or tour as well, which with matching vests and sort of outfits and looks as well. So I just wanted to share that before you share what my thoughts are of that. Yeah, or what they were. Because I'm sure they might not be the same.
So I do have to say that our music descriptions and taste has changed so much in the 3 years since we posted that episode. And we have gotten better at explaining the music.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay.
But so from my notes from that, first you said that the Omnium Gatherum was just a rinse and repeat band it just sounded like everything else. And there was nothing special about them.
I could see myself saying that. Yeah.
3 years ago.
All right. So again, our tastes have changed. I've gotten more into this sort of vibe and whatnot.
Yeah.
I do feel that way today about deathcore and metalcore for sure. I say that same shit about deathcore and metalcore. And again, though, it's not music I listen to all that much. Yeah. So to me, it's all the same. It sounds very rinse and repeat. So I think my comment there is the same, just it's shifted to other bands,
Yeah.
not Omnium Gatherum.
We definitely don't have to defend what we said at the time.
No, people change and their thoughts change
totally.
for sure. Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
and we've seen so many more shows since then, and our mind has opened up so much since.
I was just
24.
saying. I was just saying that I still believe that it's just not about this, about other bands for sure. Yeah.
You said that you might seek them out again, but it's very low on your list.
I might seek them out again. It's higher on my list. So here's the thing. I enjoyed their recorded shit so much more than I did in their live show. Their live show was a bit boring toward the middle and end. I did sort of check out at that point.
Yeah. And also we got to think about the environment we were in that night. I think most of the episode we talked about it where it was just way oversold. We were right up against the soundstage.
At the Forge show.
At the Forge, yes.
That
not
episode
this,
you're talking about.
Yeah, not this show.
I'm saying I got bored with their set this time.
Oh, this time?
Yeah, halfway through their set, I kind of like, all right, it's the same stuff. Let's go. Let's move on. I'm a little bored with this. But listening to it recorded, I enjoy so much better.
Interesting.
So that's where I was going with this.
I see.
Yeah, that comment.
I did bring up the jean vest like right away.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't camo. They were jean vests.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I felt like camo, but I mean, that's Sabaton's. Sabaton's always in like the camo shit. Yeah.
I said, this is all the stuff that I said now, that I didn't hear any death metal in the music. And now after seeing, after seeing 300 plus bands, they are definitely death metal.
Yes, definitely. Again, to me, they sound a lot like that Amon Amarth style death metal for sure. And I was like, fuck yes, I love this.
This is the part that I really regret saying. And you brought up Brand of Sacrifice earlier. But I said, Brand of Sacrifice would be death metal, not them.
No.
And now I'm like, wait, no. Brand of Sacrifice is definitely deathcore.
Deathcore.
Not death metal.
But yeah, they had, again, similarities, right? Like that's where the death from deathcore comes from, is like the death metal. So again, and to me, like death metal is thrash and death metal. Like it has a lot more thrashy elements, and deathcore has a lot more core than thrash for sure.
And then we said that we wanted to swap Seven Spires and Omnium Gatherum on that on that lineup.
I remember loving Seven Spires.
Me too.
I remember loving that so much, and Helvetii was just so different and unique that it was like I wanted both. I wanted more of those two than I did Omnium Gatherum. That's cool. Maybe we should do that more often.
Yeah, go back and listen to
another band, especially when it's been that long of a time for sure. Because we've done a few episodes now on Lorna Shore. We've done a few. I don't think we've done 2 now on Trivium. Only one's been posted. I don't know if the second one will be posted before or after this.
It'll be after or before this, but it hasn't been posted.
But there's definitely other shows where we've seen a band, 3 years ago and come back and see them again. That would actually be a cool thing to, I think, do.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Because I don't remember what I said about those bands way back when.
Yeah, and I remember I used to be so harsh when we first started with bands and just be like, I didn't like them. They sucked. And now it's like, there's element. Even if I don't care for the band, there generally is an element that I like.
Now it's more of the venue. Like if it's at House of Blues, you're like, fuck, I'm already pissed off. Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. So
yeah, I don't think we're gonna do another episode on a House of Blues show. If we go, we're gonna go for the one band that we want to see and then bounce.
I'm just torn on that.
I mean, I don't want to go at all.
I don't either.
But if I have to go to see the band that I want to see,
we've talked about we haven't done the booths, the balcony things yet.
I don't want to spend that much.
I don't want to spend that much either, but that'd be a new, unique experience.
Okay, we'll do one more House of Blues episode.
Maybe we'll see. But also, we talked about this earlier that we're approaching the end of the year and our sort of wrap up shit we do. Last year we started our bingo cards. We're gonna do a 666 on how we did on our bingo cards plus next year's bingo cards, because I really like that idea.
I do too. Yeah.
We didn't really do well to them or on them, but I really like the idea of a bingo card for your New Year's resolutions or instead of. Anywho, I bring that up because I think one of mine I'm going to put on there is I have a goal for next year of not to see a House of Blues show.
So if you go to a House of Blues show, you don't get to put a thing?
Yeah. So basically it's green or it's like checked off right away until I go to my first House of Blues show. But the goal is to not see a single fucking show at House of Blues next year.
You should put that as the middle square, the free square.
The free square. That's actually not a bad idea.
And then once you go,
that could be our free squares.
Yeah. Then it's like, fuck, wait. fuck this up. Now you had to get a line.
Yeah, all right. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'll throw that in.
I don't know. Like already there's been some shows announced for House of Blues, and we're planning different ways to go see the band.
Yeah.
Because it's like, fuck that venue.
Or we're traveling, or we're already out of the town.
Oh yeah, there's some that we just can't even go to because we already have something planned.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, if they announce House of Blues, it's like, okay, are they at the rave? Okay, cool. We're going to Milwaukee for the night.
Yep.
Like that's what's happening. Okay.
I can't remember how we got on here. What was
I don't know, but we're going to talk about Omnium Gatherum at Reggie's now.
We've talked a little bit about it. Yeah, they had new vests on this time. They're promoting a new album.
Yep.
I think a lot of the songs that were on the new album were ones that I wasn't necessarily keen on.
Too keen on.
Yeah.
I did notice because I was going to listen to them on Spotify, and I had to go down and click an older album to be able to listen to them on Spotify, because otherwise, like, their top 10 songs is just the new album.
Is it really?
Yeah, and I wasn't a fan of that. Now, granted, that they probably have nothing to do with that. It's all Spotify, like.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I think it's by popularity for sure, but it could also be. No, it's not. It's definitely not. We're just looking to look. New Dynamic is 3 million views or streams, and everything is
below 250.
It must be because it's a new release, so everything's up at the top, and that's Spotify's way. Or I don't know how this works. If the label, like, I know there's a lot of shady shit that happens with Spotify, which I don't know. Maybe we do a 666 on this, or talk about it. But a goal of mine maybe next year might be to find something other than Spotify.
Besides Spotify,
all the shit that the CEOs do and the way they, they how they pay people out.
Yeah.
The fact that they're supporting so much AI and pushing for AI.
And there's some we don't have ads on ours, but there's controversial ads. Playing and stuff. Yeah.
So that might be another bingo square, is find an alternative and switch to it for Spotify.
You want to go back to Pandora Music?
I do not want to go back to Pandora Music. Anywho, that's a different conversation. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, if you go to Spotify, 9 of their top 10 are from their new album.
Yeah, so I just basically went down to and found the Origins album and started listening to that the other day. Oh, they only played one song from the Origins album?
Yeah, only one song from the Origin album, Reckoning. Their big one is definitely that New Dynamic, which is the one that definitely comes up after listening to Amon Amarth, and it sounds so much like Amon Amarth to me.
I was going to say that little part that you just played for us that I had to clip out, obviously, but that sounded like Amon Amarth so much.
The intro riff, and then once you bring the vocals in there as well. And again...
Well, not the first intro, because that's kind of like more of like a... Forgive me here. A Lamb of God intro to like some of their songs like that.
There's definitely a couple, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's definitely a couple of Amon Amarth songs that have a very similar intro riff, at least in my mind.
Okay.
But they're both, like, they're Finnish, right?
Yes, they're Finnish,
That's part of Scandinavia, isn't it?
Yes, it's right by...
It's Norway, Sweden, Finland.
Yeah. They're all three, like, right together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The Lapland...
Finland has...
overlaps all of them.
The Lapland is up there in the Arctic Circle. And then Finland has... Not Gothenburg, that's Sweden. Stockholm's in Sweden. There's one... Helsinki, yes. Helsinki, Finland, right. We like Sweden and that region and the Lapland. Hopefully one day maybe we'll make a trip out there. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah. I think Sweden will be before Finland, but I want to do both.
And Germany and Belgium.
I want to go everywhere.
Yeah.
I want to be rich.
And travel the world.
Yeah.
Go see music at all these countries.
I did say that in the first the first episode that we did on Omnium Gatherum, episode 24, about them being from Finland, and I was like, as soon as he starts talking, I knew he was, because he sounds just like Ika from Apocalyptica.
Oh, and they're from Finland too, aren't they?
They are from Finland, yeah. And this time, even like looking at them, I was, and I don't want to like characterize anybody, but I'm like, maybe Finnish people have a look to them.
And now that you say that, like, I'm going to get this name wrong, but the singer of Omnium Gatherum, Yuka, I want to say is his name, or something like that. Jukka. And Ika, right? That's his name too, right?
Yeah.
Yuka, Ika. They even have a similar name.
They do.
They look very, very similar
in
the face.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is sort of a look there, especially for like a singer aspect or a lead.
I'm excited to make it overseas over that way and just immerse ourselves where the most metal bands come from.
Well,
those two regions.
The most that we enjoy. Like right now, Sweden has so much great fucking music, and so like that whole region does.
I think per capita they have the most metal bands. I think Finland does.
Oh, per capita, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's how you would probably level the playing field, wasn't it? You do per capita. That's how you always do. Huh.
I mean, and Finland has a lot of uninhabited land, so
sure, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. All right. Yeah. Huh. I know there's whenever we hear a new band, like the Halo Effect, the first time we heard them, we're like, holy shit, these guys are fucking awesome. Like, oh, we're from Sweden. Like, yeah, fucking course you are.
We actually heard that it was at Machine Head, but Orbit Culture opened, and some guys like, oh, these guys are Swedish? And I said, I don't think they heard me, but of course they are.
But yeah, get back to Omnium Gatherum. It was a fun set. As the night went on, it was getting later and later, and sort of the crowd, I felt like, thinned out even more.
Yeah. We've talked about that though with Chicago shows, that I don't know if it's people catching trains or like I was saying when we walked home, because I think it got over at like 11:40.
It got over late, yeah.
So I mean, if you're driving back to the suburbs, like you know, you got to be home before your babysitter stops babysitting your kids. I don't know. We don't have that problem, but I don't know. Like I think about it, and you know, generally a lot of shows around 10:15 to 10:30 start clearing out.
Yeah.
And that's when they were going on.
Yeah.
Was around 10:15. So I think the crowd did clear out a lot before the end of their set.
I mean, if we ever see a show in West Chicago or in Tinley Park, possibly, we've talked about that. Well, all right, we will have to leave early to catch the Metro back.
Tinley Park, I wouldn't take the Metro out there, but
we've
West
talked
Chicago,
about it,
we've taken the Metro to Tinley Park, but it really sucks to get back because it's you have to take an Uber back to the train station.
You would have to do that.
Because it's not close. Where West Chicago, it seems like it's a little bit closer.
Is it? We still haven't been out there. There's a lot of shit that goes out to West Chicago, the social club. And I would like to go out there sometime. Maybe it's probably not going to happen in 2025. Maybe 2026 if something comes out there. But
it won't happen by the end of the year. So.
No, we only have a few.
Put that on
left.
Our bingo card next year.
Bingo card. Go to West Chicago.
Yeah.
All in all, it was really cool to hear what we thought back in 2023, episode 24.
It is interesting. Yeah.
Thoughts have definitely changed on them. I'm still not a fan of the vests.
Yeah.
Like the look.
The similar look or whatever.
But I get it. Like some bands do have an outfit that they wear where everybody wears
like
roughly the
Carcosa
same
has
thing.
one. We just saw Carcosa at Reggie's and they all had the track suits.
Slipknot. They all have very similar, like
they have the jumpsuits that they wear, and then it's like the masks are different. But
right, so people do have, and there is a reason to do that. I get it.
Yeah.
Sabaton, we brought them up. They do the same thing. Like you know, you're in the band. You see that it's the look of the band. So there is value to it. It's not something that I necessarily gravitate towards, or something I necessarily need to see or necessarily enjoy. Even
I do like the blue plaid over the jean jacket, though.
Yeah,
I think it was less noticeable, in my opinion.
To me, the jean jacket makes more sense, especially if it has patches and shit on the back. I know it didn't, but I'm saying if it did, like that's how you could have made that a little better.
Yeah.
Put your own patches on there, I guess.
I was looking up, and I don't know much about like runes or symbols or anything, but like their new album has what, in my opinion, looks like 2 American football goalposts on their sides facing each other.
All right, it definitely does look like that. That's not what my mind went to when I saw that.
Oh, what does your mind go to? Horns?
2 devil horns, putting your devil horns up there.
I guess, yeah.
And you have the like little out things, the posts that you would have, and it's like 2 devil horns.
Okay. I get that.
That's what my mind went to right away.
Oh, mine was definitely American goalpost.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. And for somebody who hates football, I was like, why the fuck would your mind go there?
But anyways,
we just watched football right before going to
No,
see
that's
this.
not why. But I would find it really interesting if that's like an O and a G in like symbols or something.
I could also see that.
Yeah.
It definitely being an Omnium Gatherum, like an artistic way to spell their name or something like that. I could definitely see that as well.
I was trying to Google some things, but I don't know what to type in to make it Googleable.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll do some research. It's got to be out there somewhere as to what that means and why that's there.
Yeah, why they used it.
It's clearly a new logo or a new thing for the band.
Yeah, because it was on everything. It was on the amps, on their vests, on the
It's easy.
guitar.
It's recognizable. You can throw it up there to let people know that this is definitely the album we're touring on.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's kind of cool. I do like when bands do that, when they're incorporating the new album. And of course, you have a new album, you're going to go out and you're going to tour that new album because you want to play those songs. Of course. So, but a good mix of songs between new and old and whatnot. Only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs, and The Road Closed Ahead, the outro track that was from their new album as well. Yeah. So not bad. A good mix of new and old, as I said. I still preferred them recorded over live, and maybe it was just, again, it was late and I had a long day. I went to like a card show and shit earlier in the day.
You need to learn that you can't do 2 things in one day.
You said that when we got home, I think that night, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting old. I missed my nap." So
yeah.
But I did enjoy the set. I really did enjoy it. I would see them again. I'd see all these bands again. But for me, the highlight of the night was Hyena for sure.
I would agree.
By a mile.
I would agree, but Omnium Gatherum is very, very good as well.
They are, and again, I've grown my taste into really, really. Omnium Gatherum is up there for me and one of my favorite bands for sure. Not my favorite, still not Megadeth, Metallica, but it's up there. Maybe top 5 favorite bands of all time for me right now is Omnium Marth.
You almost said Omnium Gatherum.
I did almost say that. What I was going to say is Omnium Marth, but Omnium Gatherum, very similar to me, especially that New Dynamic song. But it was still a great, it was still a great fucking night out with some live music, some new live music that I'm gonna gravitate towards with Hyena, and everybody was fucking awesome. And I don't know, I'm glad we got to find new music by going to see live music. So get out there, check out some live music, and maybe we'll see you at the next show.
Bye.